Hey, Tyson Fury is tripping in his latest interview. He said Dillian Whyte is a bitch and Joshua's a bum. He going off on everybody. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Man, I just literally, it's not always that I watch a video and then immediately react. Like, literally, I have it on my phone and I hit record after I started watching, the part that I needed to. Link in the description. Michelle Joy Phelps, Behind the Gloves. She has an exclusive interview with Tyson Fury, and this man is going off. I gotta admit, Tyson Fury is funny as fuck to me, bro. Like, he just his mannerisms, he calling everybody bums. Some of the stuff he says I don't really believe, but he talked about Dillian Whyte. Michelle asked him, hey, do you have a fight prediction for, he has an upcoming fight with Oscar Rivas. And he's like, nope, not interested. He's a bum. Two low-level bums. He said they're both bums. Him and Oscar Rivas. This man called so many people bums in this little video. He says, Dillian Whyte is a bitch. And when I see you, you got to fight me anyway, pussy. Keep calling me a coward. I'm no coward. You're a shithouse. Ha ha ha. You ain't getting the WBC title shot. This guy was tripping, bro. He said, ha ha ha, you ain't getting no WBC title shot. 500 days, is it? I've got Wilder tied up for fucking 2 fights. Mush. And this man going off. So he's laughing at Dillian Whyte, who's, sounded off him and Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's even threatened to sue the WBC if they don't get a fight. And, they try to, Eddie Hearn's basically trying to pull rank and saying that he's going to cock block Wilder Fury 2 from happening because they've been waiting 500-600 days, 1,000 days or whatever. Tyson Fury's just going off on all of them. He also talked about Anthony Joshua. He says Anthony Joshua is a bum as well. And Dillian Whyte, he says, is a heavy bag with arms and legs. And he's also a bum. And he says he's punched his head in plenty of times in the gym, and he would love to do it as a professional. However, he did have a stipulation, and he kind of let us in a little bit on his contract. He said he's not going to probably fight Dillian Whyte because his ESPN contract, he got to fight in America. ESPN is an American-based company, and he said they have to fight in America. He said Sky Sports, they don't have enough money to pay for the Gypsy King, and I'm getting paid a lot of money. So he said ESPN's treat me well and paying for it, so they're calling the shots in terms of the location. So fights like Dillian Whyte, because Michelle asked, and she was basically saying a lot of UK fans would want him to fight Dillian Whyte because that is a bigger fight probably in that region, just because of the 2 British fighters. And he's saying it's probably not going to happen for that simple reason, because that's more of a domestic level fight. And primarily, I'm going to be fighting in America. It's interesting what he said about Sky Sports, though. He says Sky Sports doesn't have enough money to pay him. They can't match what he's getting. So unless Dillian Whyte's going to pay with his own pocket or out of his own pocket, then it's not happening. But he took all the liberties of calling all these guys shithouses and bums. I didn't watch the whole entire interview, but I seen the part that I needed to, like the beginning parts. And interesting enough, you could tell he respects Deontay Wilder. Occasionally he'll call him a bum or Dawser or shithouse, but based on his performance and the heart he showed and the near knockout and all that, I think he respects Wilder. He was asked about the Luis King Kong Ortiz fight. He says, I reckon he took him 11 rounds. I reckon it'll be a good fight, but I think Wilder will pull the trigger and get Luis Ortiz out of there sooner than he did in the first fight. And hopefully he's rooting for Wilder because that's his big payday if he rematches Wilder in February 22nd, he said. So the always outspoken Tyson Fury, he from what I've seen, again, I didn't watch the very end and stuff like that. He didn't really have much negative to say about Deontay Wilder, but he was going in on basically Sky Sports, Anthony Joshua. He says him and Dillian Whyte are both bums. and Oscar Rivas as well. So, I mean, I don't agree with it's funny just to hear him say, like, just when he rants and stuff, but I don't obviously agree with that. I mean, he's talking about the whole heavyweight division. I think Oscar Rivas is a good fighter. He says the fight's going to be shit with Dillian Whyte. I don't agree with that. I think it'll be a fun fight, actually, based on the styles. And they both have power and stuff like that. So I don't think it'll be a shit fight. I don't think Dillian Whyte is horrible. But it was funny to see him kind of taunt Dillian Whyte over the WBC. And he's you know, he's really taunting him like a dog, like holding a piece of meat over, you know, over a dog's kennel or something. And he's saying, I got Wilder tied up. And he said, I got Wilder tied up for 2 fights. So I'm wondering if they have a trilogy mapped out with this. Very interesting times in the heavyweight division. I'm really excited. Check out the interview. Link is in the description. Tyson Fury is really going off. He also talked about his next fight and opponent selection. He said Adam Kaunowski is fighting against Chris Arreola, so that's not going to work. Dominic Breazeale just got chinned by Deontay Wilder. That's not going to work. Brian Jennings is about to fight Joe Joyce. So he says, and it's funny, this new media shit is real. He said in this interview that what I already told you, he's trying to prepare because he knows Wilder is a tough fight, just with that punching power, you know, and athleticism and size and speed. He knows it because he said in this interview specifically, he says, Wilder, I reckon he'll be in a good fight with Luis Ortiz because Luis Ortiz gave him some issue in the first fight, even though I think he'll win and come past the Luis Ortiz fight, and probably sooner than he did in the first fight, you know, but he went 11 rounds with him, so I think it'll be a good fight. And he's in there with a durable guy. So he says, I want the best available. He mentioned the people that probably wouldn't work because they have upcoming fights, but he said he wants the best available, durable guy, you know, the toughest test too, to prepare him from Wilder. He says this on camera. He says to prepare him for Wilder. So he wants a hard 12 rounds, you know, somebody who can last and get him some rounds. And this proves to me that him and his team, they know that they barely escaped the Wilder first fight. So they got to come better and they got to come prepared. So all that Fury saying I won 10 rounds to 2 and all that stuff, that's, to me, that's a guys. He was in a tough fight. It is what it is. A draw is a perfect scenario to the first fight. I know a lot of people want to get mad and they want to complain and say Fury won 10 rounds to 2. Why does he need 2 tune-ups? Why does he want a tough opponent with 12 rounds and a durable person if he feels that coming off of 2 light touch tune-ups and a 3-year layoff and a drug binge and shit, if he feels he dominated Wilder all but 2 rounds, then why does he feel like he needs durable, you know, good, sturdy, hard work? You know, it just doesn't make sense. So he basically, I don't care what no one says, he told me what I needed to hear. He respects Wilder and he knows Wilder is a formidable foe because he's going in on all these other dudes, but he's not really going in on Wilder. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Heavyweight division is back, baby, and it's getting good. We work. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.